Greetings, people of YouTube. This is MKM Forever, Tony once again. And I know last time I said that it wasn't gonna be a while till you saw me, but apparently we had a little change of plans. So, I'm able to make a few videos still. And I decided I wanted to make this video because there was this movie that I went to see this Monday. You know, we had some visitors over. We had some guests over. It was, I believe, my mom's cousin and his son. You know, they were hanging over here, and we decided to go to movies, and we decided to see this movie. And anyway, you probably know which movie I'm talking about here. You probably read the title. Anyway, that movie is Hunger Games. The Hunger Games. Now, this movie, The Hunger Games, right off the bat, I've never read the books because apparently it's based on books. I've never read them. So I went into this thing very, naive about what it was. So I didn't. So this is coming from a perspective from somebody who's not acquainted with the source material. But anyway, I'm just judging on how it is as a movie. And this is, by the way, this is just my opinion. Okay, if you enjoy the movie, it's okay. If you have different feelings about the movie, it's okay, no problem. Okay. So anyway, went to see this movie, and we actually got a chance to see this movie in what's called apparently 4D. But it was a strange kind of thing because we saw it in 4D. But you know how in 4D movies you kind of like you have an entire atmosphere, like the chairs are moving and there's wind blowing in your face, and the sound effects are spot on. But the movie itself was not in 3D, which is kind of bugged me a little bit. But anyway, I'm gonna get into the movie. The movie, well, I have IMDb in front of me. I'm gonna try to read you the plot for the movie. Hold on. It says, set in a future where the capital selects a boy and a girl from the 12 districts to fight to the death on live television. Katniss Everdeen volunteers to take her younger sister's place for the latest match. That's pretty much what it's about in a nutshell. Now I'm going to read you this other one because this looks like a longer, more detailed one. It says, in a dystopian future, the totalitarian nation of Panem is divided between 12 districts and the capital. Each year, 2 young representatives from each district are selected by lottery to participate in the Hunger Games. One's a boy, one's a girl. Part entertainment, part brutal retribution for a past rebellion, the televised games are broadcast throughout Panem. The 24 participants are forced to eliminate their competitors while the citizens of Panem are required to watch. When 16-year-old Katniss's younger sister, Prim, is selected as District 12's female representative, Katniss volunteers to take her place. She and her male counterpart, Peeta, are pitted against bigger and stronger representatives who have trained for this their whole lives. So that's pretty much the entire, in a nutshell, the entire plot. Now, basically, what can I say about this movie? Basically, it's the same plot. You've heard the plot before. You have this sadistic game, where you got teens facing up against other teens. But in this movie, the lead girl. Let me see if I can find the lead girl. The lead girl was this girl named Jennifer Lawrence. This girl Jennifer Lawrence, she hasn't done much. I mean, I haven't seen her in anything, but you do get a couple of cameos in there from people you do recognize. Wes Bentley is in it. Willow Shields, Liam Hemsworth. Thor's little brother's in it. Now, something about Liam Hemsworth I'd like to touch on right here. Liam Hemsworth, as we all know, is Chris Hemsworth, his younger brother. and he's supposed to have like a small part in The Expendables 2. Now, Liam Hemsworth as an actor in The Expendables 2, he looks capable because it looks like, to me, it looks like he might be playing a character similar to Schoolboy in Rambo 4. So, if he's playing that kind of character, it could work. I could see him work because the kid looks like he's got potential. Just we didn't see much of it because he's barely in the freaking movie. So that's a little thing there that kind of confused me a little bit. Because in the trailer, we're led to believe that he's gonna be in the movie, throughout the whole movie. But he shows up at the beginning for like 10 minutes. Then we don't see him anymore. He shows up a little bit in a tiny clip in the middle, and again in a little tiny clip at the end, and that's it. I mean, basically, it's all about Jennifer Lawrence's character. Now Jennifer Lawrence, she pretty much basically came out of nowhere because, I mean, some people are comparing her to Emily Browning in Sucker Punch, but personally, I mean, Emily Browning, she had some credentials when she got the role of Baby Doll in Sucker Punch, so you got to give her credit for that. Now, the big question: is this better than Twilight? Yes. Is it better than Harry Potter? Yes. Now, is it as good as Sucker Punch? I would have to say no. Why? Because, well, I mean, Sucker Punch is Sucker Punch. I mean, people hate that movie, but I love that movie. Now, I believe, hold on, if I'm not mistaken, Jennifer Lawrence, she was in X-Men First Class. She was in there, and she was in there. She played Mystique, I think. I haven't seen that movie, but I'm not really interested in watching that. And she's not that big of an actress. I mean, this is basically the biggest thing she's ever done. And let me talk about the strengths about the movie. The acting in the movie is okay. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence, she did an okay job. She kind of got the job done. She's not the best actress for the role. I mean, I would have liked to seen somebody else with a little more credentials, maybe like Emily Browning, or I know some people are gonna expect me to say this, Demi Lovato or Selena Gomez. I don't know, somebody with a little more credentials. And who else we got? We got Josh Hutcherson. He plays Peter Meliark, the lead guy role. And Josh Hutcherson, I've seen this kid in a couple places before. He's in a couple movies before. He's a decent actor. I see him in the remake of Bridge to Terabithia, which is a decent movie. I mean, I didn't mind Bridge to Terabithia, the 2007 movie. He was in Journey to the Center of the Earth, which was which was okay, but I mean, acting wise, he can do this. I can see him. He's a good actor, basically. Now, in Red, now he's supposed to be in the remake of Red Dawn. I think he's gonna be playing the kid. What was his name? Well, C. Thomas Howell's character in the first movie. He's supposed to play that kid, supposedly, with Chris Hemsworth playing the role that would correspond to Patrick Swayze. And which I'm not crazy about them remaking Red Dawn, but at least they're going about it the right way, in my opinion. So it could be a time waster. And also somebody else who looks very unrecognizable in this movie, Elizabeth Banks. She's in this movie. Now Elizabeth Banks, we've seen her in The Uninvited. She was in Spider-Man. She's been in a lot of things, but she looks very unrecognizable in this thing. Really weird looking at first. We thought it was a transvestite. we thought she was a dude, but never mind. Anyway, like I said, Wes Bentley's in it. Woody Harrelson, he's in this movie as well. But it's kind of a big role, but I'm a little surprised he's not in the main cast. I don't see him in the main cast, but he's in there as well. But ultimately, I saw this movie, and I don't hate it. Okay, I don't hate it, but do I love it? Not really. Why? Well, because I've seen movies that have the same vibe to it that have done it better. You know, like for example, The Running Man. That's kind of the same plot, but that's a better movie. Rated R, granted, but it's a better movie. Of course, Gamer. You know, that was that was one of my favorites right there, Gamer. And to some extent, Gladiator, because that kind of counts as a, you know, you have this guy and he has to participate in a sadistic game. You know, it's kind of like that kind of basic story. And but anyway, as I was saying, you know, I've seen movies that done this better, the same plot, same basic plot, but basically, like for example, there's this other movie that supposedly it deals with teenagers in a sadistic game, you know, with this Asian movie called Battle Royale, which I've never seen, but I heard good things about, which I want to check out. That movie looks pretty gory and crazy, you know, because supposedly this was the movie what was it the movie Battle Royale was a huge inspiration for Kill Bill, for Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill, you know, supposedly, but I've never seen it, you know, so I might check that out in the future. But anyway, back to this movie. Ultimately, this movie is worth one watch. Is it worth going to the theater? Not in my opinion. I mean, if you can catch it on for free, if you can figure out a way to watch it for free, sure, take a good look at it. You know, take a look at it, and it might be interesting. You might find it interesting. But also, another thing I want to stress here is that there's another actress. All the good actresses and actors are like secondary characters. Like for example, let's see. There's this one actress. Well, she's a pretty good actress. I've seen her in a couple of other movies called Isabelle Fuhrman. She's in this movie, but she's a supporting role. You know, so it's not a big role. She played the role of Clove. I think that was her name in the movie. But you know, she's a good actress, and it was nice seeing her there. But it's a little sad that she didn't get the lead role. You know, or she could have been a good lead role. I mean, you get to see a little bit of what she could do. You know, she was pretty hardcore in that movie. You know, her character was pretty hardcore anyway. And what I think is also interesting is, I don't know if this is true, but there's a rumor going around. I'm not sure if it's actual news or rumor, but supposedly David Bell was the one training all these kids. Now, David Bell, we of course know him from District B13. You know, he's the Tony Hawk of parkour. You know, so that was a little interesting tidbit. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, Hunger Games, the movie, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. If I have to rate the film, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Basically, I mean, that's what I feel it earned. You know, that's my score for the movie. I mean, if you feel differently about it, great. If you love it, great. If you don't, well, it's not the end of the world. Okay? But personally, I prefer Sucker Punch. But why? Because I mean, I just love that movie unconditionally. Sucker Punch. So anyway, that was a really strange review you guys all saw, but hopefully, you know, if you guys get a chance to see it, if you're curious about it, well, go see it. But I probably wait for a rental or something. I mean, you don't have to pay like $15 to go see this thing, and I'm not sure if it's worth the $15. You know, so there you go. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. This is MKM Forever. Tony, thanks for watching. Sign off. Later.